The semifinal round of the state baseball tournament. The 1As get a chance this afternoon. The 3As back out of the diamond later today. The 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock 3A semifinals tonight will decide the championship pairings for tomorrow. Tomorrow, the 1A state title game at 1 o'clock. The winner of this one will be half of that bracket. And we've got a pairing later today of Van Meter and North Pima at 2 o'clock. And that half, the other half will be filled by the winner of that ball game. Spalding comes in at 28-9. Spartans got here with a 7-3 win the other day against West Harrison. An almost similar score for Martensdale-St. Mary's. They broke it open late and went on to win by a 7-2 margin in their opener against Twin Cedars Bussey. Now the beautiful Carroll Stadium, where the ground, as we mentioned the other day, the grounds crew gets a lot of compliments here each year for the state tournament. They've done another excellent job getting this field ready to play. I know a lot of the Spalding kids thought the infield really played fast, Matt, the other day when they played their opener down here. But they think that's to their advantage. They hit a lot of hard ground balls and line drives, and it scooted through there fast.
It does, but they've got a good infield, and I think that their defense, both ways, they hit it hard and they play good defense, so that will play to their advantage.
Spalding is the home team today, so a little different than the other day when they had the first at bat. I don't know, you played in the state tournament not so long ago. Do you want to get up first and get it on the attack offensively, or do you rather have it last at bat?
It really didn't matter, Denny. If you hit first, then you score runs right away. Otherwise, you got to wait a little bit. So either way, doesn't matter.
Everybody raving about Justin List's performance the other day. Here's a kid that the year started really hadn't pitched a varsity game, and who would have ever thought he was going to be the state tournament starter? Now he's got a state tournament victory under his belt. It's been quite a year for him. The seniors had quite a ride.
Quite a year, Denny. I think I was told he had maybe 2 JV starts last year, and then he comes and does what he does this year. Pretty impressive.
I know, it's all about how you're playing baseball this time of the year. I know, talking to Bill Wupker before the game, he said it's just a crazy game sometimes. Last year, of course, the disappointment of getting beat in the sub-state by Storm Lake St. Mary's with a team that had a lot of veterans back from a state title team of 2001, but they weren't playing real well when they hit the tournament trail last year, not playing their best baseball. This team, on the other hand, here they are. They were playing their best baseball this time of the year, and they really got hot at the right time, and they're down here a win away from a state championship shot.
It's funny how some of these things work out. Someone just forgot to tell this team they're not supposed to win games.
Kind of exciting day. Happy to have back Mike's side. Matt Goliber, a catcher on the 2000-2001 Spalding state title teams. And now we got a beautiful day for baseball again. And I think Dave Heying, when I was talking to him earlier, he probably looks at this one the best of anybody. He said this is going to be a fun game today. Martensdale really hits the ball. Spalding traditionally goes out and hits the ball. Hey, it's semifinal day. If you don't get jacked for this one, there's something wrong with you.
You got to be excited for these, Denny. It looks like a nice day. No, sun's not going to keep anyone down. I think we'll see everybody's best ball today.
Yeah. Nate Heying throwing today for Spalding. It's always a big day, you know. I think Spalding pretty confident about Nate Heying's abilities. Not much difference between him and Justin List.
No, not at all. They said Nate's got one of the best curveballs this school has seen in a long time. So we'll see if it's working. If it's working, he'll have a good day.
Ask Dave Heying, what would be the key for Nate? Strike one. Got to get out ahead of those hitters.
I agree. If he gets ahead, he can come with his juice and make those guys look foolish.
Now Marlo Van Ginkel is going to be umpiring behind the plate, so there's a guy we're all familiar with. He does a lot of baseball up there in northwest Iowa, so Spalding kids ought to feel right at home having him umpire their ball game today, and Nate Heying, I would almost suspect, has had him umpire at some point in time through the course of this regular season. Take a look at the starting lineups. Martensdale-St. Mary's Blue Devils with a record of 33-1. Their only loss was to the North Polk Ball Club that made the Class 2A state tournament field. Was eliminated last night, but that happened back for Bill Wupker's Spalding Spartans. They're rated number 8. Martensdale-St. Mary's, the top-rated team and the top-seeded team in this tournament. John Bunkers will open up at second base. Brian Goliber, the catcher, hits second. Justin List in center field today, the winning pitcher in Wednesday's opener. He'll be in the third spot. Nate Heying pitching today and hitting fourth. Doug Schrader, the shortstop, hits fifth. Hitting sixth will be first baseman Brett Hansen. Right fielder Derek Jungers in the number 7 spot today. Hitting eighth and playing third base will be Michael List. And Ben Nye moving over to left field today. And the only sophomore starter, one or two sophomore starters for Spalding, hitting in the number 9 spot. The other being catcher Brian Goliber. So it's Bunkers, Goliber, and List. That's Justin List. Heying, Schrader, Hansen, Jungers, Michael List, and Nye for the Spalding Spartans.
And they've been able to come out and execute it the same way, using the same formula. Spalding baseball, we call it. All right, stepping in, we're set to go. Aaron Wiggert is set to face Nate Hang. And the first pitch of the game is just seconds away. Here's the delivery. That's the line drive right to Michael List at third base. Jumps in the air, snares it over his head. One gone. Aaron Wiggert down on one pitch. Boy, Michael List already has turned into an all-star defensive third base, and he just made another great play.
Wow, Jay, like he didn't make enough good plays the other day. He's got to go and make a few more.
Woo, that was a rocket, and he went up and he caught it, timed it just right. Michael List, who just started playing third base middle of last year as a JV player. And his play so far at third base, he brought the leather to the state tournament. It's made a big difference. Second pitch is bounced up the middle. Schrader gets it, but then stumbles and falls, and it won't be a play. Matt Davitt is going to reach on an infield single. Well, Dave Hines said this team's going to come out. They're aggressive on the first pitch, so Nate Hines got to get them in the strike zone and see if they can't put themselves out. And Schrader couldn't get himself righted to make the play, but he stopped it from going up the middle. And I'll bring up Sean Smith. This guy's a good athlete. Caught the other day. He's playing third base today. A little compact player. One of the top running backs in football last fall. He was a state qualifier in wrestling last 2 years. Scrappy little player. You were impressed with him the other day, weren't you?
Yeah, he was impressive.
Pitch is inside for the ball. Again, Marlo Mangenko calling balls and strikes. If you're wondering about Martensdale and St. Mary's, this is not a battle of two parochial schools. St. Mary's is not a Catholic school. St. Mary's actually a community near Des Moines. Martensdale a community, and they're the shared program. That's a swing and a miss for a strike. About 8 miles south of Norwalk, which is just a little ways out of Des Moines. Martensdale in their 6th state tournament. Wednesday was the first time they'd ever won a game here. Hines stretch. There's the pitch. That's going to be ripped to left field. Ben Nye on his horse going back. Can't get it. Up against the wall on one hop. Runner heading to third base. Down to second with a stand-up double. Sean Smith. Well, Nate's a little too much in the strike zone right now, Matt.
Right now he's leaving the ball up in the zone just a little bit. He's got to find his touch and come back and get these guys.
It's Nate Dunn this year. He's got a record of 5-4, an ERA of 1.88, 67 innings pitched. He's given up 55 hits. He has walked 18 and struck out 55, about 1 an inning. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Wes Dembinski, with 2 on, 1 out. Pitch is inside corner for a strike. Dembinski hitting at 305, or I'm sorry, 237 for the year with 8 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. Here's the stretch and the pitch, and that's a breaking ball away. Martensdale-St. Mary's a 335 team average. Their best hitter is Sean Smith, the guy that got the double. He's hitting 546. That's impressive. 15 doubles, 10 home runs. He's definitely their best hitter. He had 3 hits here the other day in the opening round. It's inside for the ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, Nate got his strikes hit around a little bit, so now he's trying to finesse him a little bit more. Be a little more careful about the location.
Not a bad pitch right there. Curveball trying to get the hitter to swing at it.
Dembinski, one of the juniors that stars on this team. They have 6 juniors in their starting lineup today. Dembinski looking down at his coach, Jim Donahue, in that third base coach's box as he flashes through his signals. They're in the royal blue today with the gray baseball pants, gold numbers, their names on the back of their jerseys. Devils in gold across the front. They're the Blue Devils. That's going to be hitting the air toward left. Ben Nye coming on. He's going to have a catch on it, and it won't be a tag up. It's too shallow. Hurries it back into the cutoff man. And there's 2 outs. Chance to get out of this now. Boy, this would be a big lift for Nate Hang if he could get out of this.
That's a nice play by the left fielder right there, Denny. Ben Nye's got some speed out there. These outfielders are some good ball players.
And this is not an easy place to play outfield. There's such a lot of ground to cover. And I know Dave Hines said it's tough to decide early on when you're first playing here where to play because it's such a big, expansive area. There's a line drive through. Schrader at shortstop. Just couldn't snare it. 1 run in. A second runner is going to score as they cut it off at the mound area. And Jake Dooley's got him a 2-run single. Well, after a minute, Doug Schrader was going to catch that with a liner right down around his shins. And he just couldn't get the glove angle right to snare it and went right through him. Well, he caught that. You're out of the inning. Instead, it gets through, and there's 2 runs that score. 3 hits on the board for Martensdale-St. Mary's. They had 12 in their opening win against Twin Cedars. Joel Miller up. Well, they wanted to get out in front, and that they've done. The number 1 seed, the number 1 ranked team. They took over from Lansing Key about the middle of the summer. Thrower to first, and a runner is back. Must have been a good call by the pollsters because Key isn't here. They were number 2 when they went out in the sub-state to North Tama. Runner going. They squared a bunt, throw down. They're late getting over to the cover. He's in safely. Well, Spartans a little lethargic today so far, aren't they, Matt?
Yeah, not quite sure what's going on, Denny. Someone needs to wake them up a little bit.
Yeah, just the early start time wasn't to their liking. I know Coach Webker liked it, though. He said, I just didn't like the other day being squeezed in between 2 games. I didn't feel normal. He said, we're getting to start the day off. We like that better. Hines delivery, breaking ball, ground ball to Schrader. It's short. Going to go down, glove it, on to first. That's going to take care of the Blue Devils here in the first. Productive inning, though. A single, a double, and a 2-out, 2-run single by Jake Dooley. They go up 2-0. We've got Spalding against Martensdale-St. Mary's. And here we go into the bottom of the first inning. John Bunker steps in, a .277 average, starting the state tournament. He'll take it for a strike. Eric McLean, 11-1 of the year, an ERA of 1.19. Big right-hander. Really comes sidearm. That's outside for the ball. 70 2/3 innings. He's walked only 12, 59 strikeouts, 55 hits. Boy, he throws strikes, in other words. 20-1 on his career. He's only lost 1 time in his entire career. He's a junior. Gets the start here and works his 2nd game of the state tournament. That's fouled back. John Battler up there. The opening game on Wednesday. John was 0 for 1. He walked. He was hit by a pitch, scored twice, had a sac bunt and a strikeout. Sounds like a pretty typical leadoff hitter's day. Getting on base, setting the table. There's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. McLean going to make easy work of that. 1 gone. Defensive day for the Blue Devils today. Down at first base, you got Wes Dimbinski. Second baseman is Aaron Wiggert. Shortstop's Matt Davitt. Third baseman is Sean Smith. Left fielder, Joel Miller. Center fielder is Alex Harder. And the right fielder is Jake Dooley. Catcher, Josh Curry and Aaron McLean. Down on the pitcher's mound today. 1 gone at the bottom of the first. 2-0. Blue Devils up. Ryan Goliber at the plate. He had a couple of hits the other day, drove in a couple of runs in his first state tournament. Hits the first pitch on a bouncer to short. On to first for the out. 2 quick outs for the Spartans here in the bottom of the first inning. Well, a couple of ground balls. That tells me Aaron McLean's getting that ball down to the strike zone.
Looks like he's got a little bit of run on his ball, Denny. We'll see if he's playing. He's going to be hitting ground balls all day long. We'll see if they can find the hole.
Of course, we talked about that a little bit ago. Fast infield here. They cut the grass short. Spartans think that's to their advantage. They can scoot it through. They also like the big ballpark. They hit a lot of triples and things. This is popped straight up on the infield. It's a major league pop-up. Second baseman settling into this. And Justin List going to be retired on the first pitch by second sacker Aaron Wiggert. So the Spartans go down pretty quickly here in the first inning. They did about 4 or 5 pitches, and that was it. And they're heading back out to play defense. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We've gone to 2 complete. Blue Devils, just as they did on Wednesday against Twin Cedars, got out with some runs on the board in the first inning. They're up 2-0 after 1. 3 of the last 4 trips have been state title years. 89, they're here in 92, and were eliminated of the championship that year by Lansing Key. Their first win, Martensdale-St. Mary's that year. They've got a little history with the Blue Devils, actually. Beat them over at Marshalltown in 92 in the first round. First pitch is fouled off by the number 7 hitter, Aaron McLean. Throws right, hits right. Compact young man. There's a strike called. McLean on the year, hitting at .340. He's got 10 doubles and 1 double. 10 RBIs, 1 double. That's into the dirt. Eric McLean. Pitches or DHs. That's He doesn't play another position on the diamond. That's a swing and a miss. Ryan Goliber had to dig it out, so he'll have to throw to first base to get it, record the out. First strikeout for Nate Hying. Well, Nate went out, got a feel for the mound and everything in that first inning, and I'm sure he and his Uncle Dave got a chance to talk things over a little bit in between innings, and they came back with a different formula, and so far that was some evidence it's going to work. Josh Curry takes it low for the ball. Josh Curry hitting at .214 with 5 doubles, a couple of homers. This team's hit 32 home runs. Popped it up, foul territory, down the first baseline. Brett Hansen over, drifting toward the fence and makes the catch, and there's 2 outs.
Looks like somebody talked to him, Denny, because he's sure settling down hitting his spots much better.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's probably pretty juiced up, too. I was talking to his dad, Randy. He does the videotaping, kind of record this for posterity, and I said, was Nate kind of juiced up? He says, oh, he never shows it much. Said he seems pretty relaxed. I'm sure he's got it flowing inside.
I'd agree. There's a lot of tradition in that Hine family. He wants to do just as well as all the rest of them, and he will.
Alex Harder up here, the number 9 hitter. 2 out, nobody on. We're in the top half of the second inning. This is the first of 2 semifinals this afternoon in 1A. Harder, just an 8th grader. Quite an honor for him to have a chance to play in the state tournament. That's fouled back. Hitting at .269 in the year with 5 doubles, 3 triples. Hits from the right side, uses a bit of an open stance. He's got a little more pop in the fastball now, too, doesn't he?
Just a little.
He just might not have been quite loose either. Sometimes some pitchers takes them an inning or 2 to kind of get into the flow. Nate gave up 3 hits, a couple of runs in that first inning. Nearly got out of it, but that's ball 4. Going to walk the number 9 hitter after 2 are out. And that'll take us back to the top of the order. Aaron Wiggert lined out to third base on the first pitch of the game. Hit a rocket, hitting at .281 with 4 doubles, couple of home runs. Boy, this team, 32 home runs. They must play in a band shell. Or else they get a lot of prevailing breezes that carry out, because that's a lot of home runs in a year. Again, 10 for Sean Smith, their top guy, and then Matt Davitt's hit 10 as well. It's 20 between those 2 right there. The other kids combined on 12 home runs. Nate Hying working out of the stretch. Defensively for the Spartans today. Brett Hansen down at first base. Throw to first again. Second baseman's John Bunkers. Shortstop Doug Schrader. Third baseman is Michael List. He's had a terrific defensive tournament. Ben Mai in left field today. Justin List out in center. Derek Jungers in right. That's in for a strike. Ryan Goliber behind the plate. Nate Hying getting the pitching call here today. Actually, it's probably the best defense the Spartans can throw out there when Nate's out of the pitching mound. Runner going, line drive over the shortstop's head. Going to be the 4th hit on his way to third base. Going to be Alex Harper. 4th hit of the ball game for the Blue Devils. Boy, a good job of hitting and running. They had Schrader heading towards second base. It was going to be over his head anyway, I think.
Yeah, it was.
But he was going to be out of position if they hit it through his spot on the ground. Picked the right guy to hit it at. Matt Davitt up. Davitt, again, he's got 10 home runs in a year. A .370 batting average, 8 doubles, 2 triples, 10 home runs. This guy's had a terrific year. And he's already 1 for 1 in this ball game. He's 3 for 5 in the state tournament. And the winning pitcher the other day. He's unbeaten as a pitcher on this team. Throw over and he's back. I think he's headed to the All-Star game next weekend. They tell me was picked this weekend as an alternate. Playing shortstop today, junior shortstop. Runner going. He bluffed the bunt, and that was only to kind of bother to catch a little bit, and they don't even make a play on him. They let him go. So now they're second and third, 2 outs. Didn't want to get caught in a delayed double steal there with 2 outs. Guess that was the thinking there to not throw through. You'd have pegged it down there, though, wouldn't you?
He would after this pitch, I'll tell you what happened.
At the plate, 2 RBIs sitting out there. Ground ball to Michael List. He's got it. On to first in time. Okay, we'll do it after we come back out of this commercial break. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 2 left, 3 stranded for the Blue Devils. It's 2-0. Martensdale-St. Mary's. We head to the bottom of the second. It's the middle of the Spalding order. Due up back.
Well, Nate Hying, that was a big inning for him to escape there. Runners at second and third, and he got a good hitter, and Matt Davitt a ground out. That was big.
That was big, Denny.
Keeps it at 2-0. All right, what happened on that play?
First and third play, Coach Webster calls a play every time from the dugout, and it was to go. They were supposed to throw down to second base and get the runner, which is good that your coach is that much confidence. The problem was Ryan was going to handle the ball, so instead of throwing down to second so the runner could score, he just threw it to the pitcher.
Okay. And now you know the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey says. Nate Hying going to lead this thing off there in the second. Well, they've had a chance to get a little read on Aaron McLean now. Eric McLean, I guess it is. Nate Hying stepping in with a .250 batting average. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to second base, by second base, and out on the right field base hit. Spartans have on the base runner. Well, there's that fast infield we talked about that just scooted on through there, didn't it?
That's a good line drive hit, and that's what these guys need to do, keep hitting line drives.
Looked like it was going to be a routine grounder to second, and the second baseman, I think, got fooled by how fast that one got through here, and Aaron Wiggert just couldn't catch up to it. He dove, got a little leather on it, but that was it. Got a courtesy runner out there. Drew Hying coming out to run. It's Nate's little brother, and Nate's got him ahead here in the state tournament. The day Nate was 0 for 3, but had an RBI on a sac fly, so he's got a first state tournament hit. Doug Schrader up. Swing and a miss, tailing fastball in on the hands.
Quick comment on Nate's younger brother, Denny, had arm problems this year, but look for him to be a marquee player in this year.
Okay. Doug Schrader hitting at .314 with a double and a homer this year. All right, he's going to foul this one back. Real pronounced open stance. I always thought those open stances would make you vulnerable to those pitches in on the hands. I guess kids have figured out how to handle that problem. That was kind of the early stage problems of an open stance where you step back into the plate. Really important to keep yourself balanced, though, as you make that stride back in, isn't it?
I agree, Denny, and some people believe that if you stand open, you can see the ball better with both eyes. So I guess that makes up for it.
That's why a lot of people have gone to it. See a lot of big leaguers using it now. That's their philosophy. Doug Schrader really exaggerates it. He's really almost facing the pitcher. Reaches for one, pops it foul. Get out of here. Yep, going to get out of play. Over into the seats over there. They'll see some of the Galen folks here today to watch their War Eagle representative, Spalding, go for a shot at the state tournament championship game tomorrow. Whenever this game advances, the loser out. They don't play consolation games any longer. Another pleasant day down here. Probably not as humid as the other day. No breeze at all. Flags are hanging still out there on the flagpoles in center. Pops it up. Right field. Big lazy fly. Should be an easy play. And it's caught out there in right field by Jake Dooley for out number 1. Doug was trying to just get that on the ground out there to right field, but didn't get it done, did he? That's kind of the aim there, trying to shoot it through the right side. He had a hole there.
First baseman, Brett Hansen. I think he changed his approach. He choked up, tried to put it in play.
Brett Hansen at the plate. Brett on the year, hitting at .268, 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. Blue Devils, the royal blue today, the Spalding Spartans in the black shirts with the gold numbers. They, like St. Mary's, have the names on the back of their shirts. This is a good traditional baseball matchup. Second time they've met in state tournament history, the other time 92. It was a late game home run that reversed Spalding's fate that day. Bill Lupker remembers it well. That was his first year as assistant coach at Spalding. And they were at the state tournament that year. Fouled back. No balls, 1 strike. Guess that's when you've been in town a long time or in the area a long time, you start remembering a lot of history. You were a little kid then, 92. So you're probably at the state tournament. Did you go over to Marshalltown? Do you remember?
I remember that day pretty good, Denny. I had to stay home.
Did you?
I had a little radio on my bike. I listened to the game.
No balls, 2 strikes. Little did he know that day, he'd be working the radio someday alongside yours truly. Well, it's good to have you here. You're doing a great job. Heard a lot of good comments about your debut the other day. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on here in the second. 2-0. Martensdale-St. Mary's bouncing ball to third. They're going to go to second base. Well, I was just going to say it was hit slow enough. They're not going to have time to go to second. They did, and they got Drew Hine. Fielder's choice for Brett Hansen. Well, I didn't think that was the right choice when they made it, but they, as it turned out, adding by a couple of steps. And there's one gone. Derek Jungers at the plate. This is a different Martensdale-St. Mary's team than the ones they brought to state before. They have a little swagger to them, don't they? They look confident.
They look like they must have success in football.
Yep.
You said, yep, they got a little swagger.
Yes, they do. Missed away, runner going, throw down, he's safe. Slid around the tag, heck of a slide by Brett Hansen. Missed away, runner going, throw down, he's safe. It's his first stolen base.
It looks like a missed hit and run, Denny. I think they hit it, but it got a swing at the ball.
Yeah, it was a little bit outside, but it was hittable if there was a hit and run on. You got to shoot it through there. It was on the outside corner. Perfect one to drive to the right side. Runner at second base. Tie for the ball. You don't think they'd straight steal with Brett, huh? Well, he made it. It was a heck of a slide. Probably avoided the tag. Ball was high. The second base shortstop had a jump for it. Probably saved him. Fouled it back. Derek Jungers battling. He's a .330 batting average, 4 doubles, a triple, and a home run. He's just one of these many kids that have really stepped up this year when these seniors have gotten their chance to play. Jungers, a junior, actually. He'll be back next year. Takes it to the right side. Run around him. And Bill Lupker puts the stop sign up. Good thing that throw was right there. They'd have had him. So Hansen stops at third. Jungers with a base hit, the second hit of the inning for the Spartans. Now we're starting to see some Spalding baseball happen here. As they're starting to hit behind the runners, starting to shoot it through holes in the infield. Use this fast infield to their advantage. That'll bring up Michael List. Michael already has made 5 spectacular defensive plays in this state tournament. He had a double the other day. There's a ground ball to third, and they're going to get out of this unless the throw's off mark, but it is not. So both pitchers wriggle out of the jam here in the second inning. For the Spartans, no runs. They get a couple of hits. Finally got some base runners, though. We're 2 innings along here this afternoon. Blue Devils 2, Spartans nothing. But the Blue Devils 3, 4, 5 coming up. Sun is trying to peek out from behind some of the big fluffy clouds we have here. No breeze, but it's a little cooler, a little less humidity than the other day. And it's semifinal day at the ballpark. That always makes it exciting. You just kind of sense the atmosphere's changed here a little bit. More at stake. The stakes are getting higher as we move along here. Martensdale-St. Mary's, no state titles to their credit, so they're shooting for one. They came in the favorite. They're number 1 rated. Tim Donahue's ball club. Looks like they're a nice ball club, though. Getting out early is kind of their trademark, and they've done it again this afternoon. 2-0. They're up here in the third, and they're making the plays. So Spalding's been through the lineup now, just about all the way once. That's going to be hit a mile in the air by Sean Smith. Shortstop Doug Schrader calling for it. Boy, this is a major league pop-up. That baby was up there. Finally, it's down in the glove. Sean Smith, a tough out. Kid hits over 500, doubled his last time up. But he pops out this time. And that thing was higher than the stadium lights. That was really up there. Wes Dembinski up. Flied to left last time. Ben Nye made a nice catch on it. Running in hard. Low for the ball. Dembinski's a tall individual, first baseman. He's one of the juniors. Several juniors on his team. Ground ball toward Michael List. Big hopper to him. Oh, he put a big loop on it. And he got him at first base. What a play by Brett Hansen. Holy cow. What happened to Michael List there? That maybe had a big arc on it. Hansen jumped just as high as he possibly could and barely snared it. And then he came down in a heap right in front of the bag. And he made a sweep with the glove and managed to tag him as the runner. Dembinski tried to get around him. That was quite a play. 5-3, 2 outs. Now Michael List won't get credit for that spectacular play, but Brett Hansen saved him. So that was going to be an error. Oh, that ball must have slipped or something. How could he?
Last inning, Brett showed us he's got wheels. Now he's got ups. It's amazing.
Jake Dooley had a 2-run single back in the first with 2 outs. Hits this one a mile in the air, but out of play. Foul off to the left. Those St. Mary's kids really can attack the baseball. See why they hit like they do. .335 batting average with 32 home runs, 65 doubles. Going to go down and golf this one a mile in the air to shallow left. Then Nye coming in. He's calling for it and makes the catch. Spalding makes all the plays. Maybe they weren't the prettiest, but they made them. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the first time this afternoon for Nate Hine. We go to the bottom of the third, 2-0. Well, Dave Hine said, Matt Goliber, this was going to be a fun day, and it has been so far. Yeah, fun baseball. But the score's wrong. Denny Callahan and Matt Goliber in Carroll today, semifinal round day of the state tournament. Weather couldn't be better. The atmosphere couldn't be better. And good baseball. You weeded out all of the teams that maybe got here through a weaker district or sub-state. You got the best of the best here now. And whoever's playing the best baseball usually is going to be in these Final Four. Spalding fits that bill. They're playing some excellent baseball right now. They're best of the year. They peaked at the right time. Ben Nye at the plate, a sophomore, the only sophomore starter. One of 2 sophomore starters. Brian Goliber, a sophomore. Keep forgetting Brian's a sophomore. He plays like he's older than that. He's already caught a couple of years behind the platter once Matt's career ended at the high school level. Brian stepped right in there. So it's going to be 8 years of Goliber's playing baseball behind that platter. You're in good hands. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Marlo Van Ginkel, I've talked about this in some other broadcasts. I think he's a pitcher's umpire. He really likes to give that outside corner. He'll give you about a baseball's width on the outside.
It's always fun catching Marlo.
Ground ball to third. His throw is high, and another collision to first base and another out. First baseman had to jump to corral that one. He landed right in front of the bag, and then Nye collided with him. Yeah, Arnold talks to you quite a bit too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Which is every once in a while.
Yeah, I always liked an umpire talking to me when I caught, I know. That's why I didn't like playing the outfield. Nobody to talk to out there, except yourself. John Bunker's up, grounded back to the pitcher last time. John trying to get something started here. Spalding down 2-0, ball away. John, a senior. 277 average, 12 RBIs, 5 extra base hits, 4 doubles, and a triple. Spalding, in contrast to the 32 home runs that Martensdale-St. Mary's has, they have 10, about a third of the home runs. That's away. But I'd venture to say where Martensdale-St. Mary's likes those big innings, they look for the big inning. Spalding will just battle you all up and down the lineup every inning you're out there. They're going to be tough outs. That's probably really a key to today. Go out and be as tough out as you can and put the ball in play.
Good point, Denny. This Martensdale team looks like they go on runs.
Here's the pitch by McLean. That's going to be lined over the second baseman's head. That's in there for a base hit. Well, Hunt had a shot at first base. It was hit so solidly, but the right fielder, as he tried to put it into the throwing hand, Jake Dooley dropped it then. And John Bunkers has got him a single. That's the third Spalding hit. 1 on, 1 out. Brian Goliber at the plate. Ground ball to short his last time up. Brian starting today at 377, or starting the state tournament. He had his first extra base hit of the, well, I guess not. I was thinking he had double the other day. He had a couple of singles. That's going to hit him. He was running fastballs, and it ran right in on him and nicked him on the shirt. Something going here. Now we got the big hitters up, Matt, and this looks promising.
Real promising.
Got a change at first base. Running for Brian Goliber going to be Adam Craver. Getting everybody involved in the state tournament.
It's what the Spartans have to do all day long, Danny. They've got to chip away, keep the game close. They've been enough close games to where it's close at the end. They're going to
Close and low scoring. That's kind of been their trademark this year, and they'll do it with defense and clutch hitting. And, of course, pitching. And Nate Hine seems to have settled into this one. There's a sidearm shot at that outside corner. Missed it, though. 1 ball, no strikes. Justin List hit a ball a mile in the air to the second baseman last time. Justin hitting at .467. He had 3 RBIs in the opening day, using 38 for the year. That's fouled back. He has 4 doubles, 7 home runs, 7 of the team's 10 home runs. Just amazing how many high school kids come down here to this big Carroll ballpark and now hit the ball out of here. You didn't see too many when they first started playing here. It's almost 400 feet to dead center. There's a ground ball through the left side, base hit, out of the left field. They're going to hold the runners at their respective bases, so kind of station to station baseball. Hit so solidly, though, to left field, he couldn't score on it. Now they're loaded with a cleanup hitter, Nate Hying. But he said Nate Hying has got a lot of big hits for this team this year. He's probably one of the best at putting the ball in play when there's guys on base. That's why we've got him in that number 4 spot. Base is full of Spartans with 1 out. Pops it up in the infield. It's going to alleviate a little pressure on the Devils. Third baseman Sean Smith going to make the catch, and there's 2 in the well. Now there's 2 outs, and it's up to Doug Schrader, who flied out to right last time. He got down in the count, got jammed a lot last time he was up. See if he adjusts his stance a little bit, or adjusts his batting approach to Eric McLean. McLean with a 20-1 lifetime record. His 1 loss was this year. He's 11-1. That was to that North Tama team. Their only loss this year. He suffered it. As Dave Hying said to me earlier, we'll give him 2 today. We'll give that team 2. And they can go home. 1 ball, no strikes. Missed away. 2 balls, no strikes. Bases full of Spartans. 2 are out. Martensdale-St. Mary's took a 2-0 lead on a big 2-out hit from Jake Dooley in the first. See if the Spartans could come up with 1 here. There's a strike. Justin Schrader the other day, 0 for 2. He had a walk and was hit by a pitch. Hit into a fielder's choice and struck out, so he's looking for his first state tournament hit. Oops, going to get hit by one. Another riding fastball, and he got plucked by it. That'll bring a run home. It's 2-1. Now the tying run just 90 feet away. Well, they worked him inside last time. What's the adjustment Doug Schrader does? He gets in on the plate even more. And they ran that fastball in on him, and it hit him. That'll bring the manager, Jim Donahue, out to talk. Slow walk. This guy's been at this 31 years at Martensdale-St. Mary's. They've been here pretty regularly since the mid-90s. But until Wednesday, when they won 7-2 over Twin Cedar Busty, they had never won a state tournament game. And they come into the semifinals the favorite. They lead it 2-1. Spalding with 1 on the board and threatening for more. That was a gift there.
Big time. And a big time gift.
Brett Hansen stepping into the batter's box. Hit into a fielder's choice last time. Brett's got 21 runs batted in. Swing and a miss. Chased one down into the dirt. A little over anxious there. Hansen hitting at .268. Spalding don't have their team stats, but they're not hitting anywhere near that .335 batting average for Martensdale-St. Mary's. Here's the pitch. It's away.
You like this, Denny, but all these guys are going up there and taking their action, being aggressive.
Yep. 1 ball, 1 strike. They do not have a strikeout today against a guy that strikes out quite a few batters. There's a ground ball to the left side. Third baseman didn't get it. Shortstop, long throw, got him. They're out of the inning. What a play by the shortstop. Third baseman Sean Smith couldn't cut it off. Spartans were hoping he deflected it, but he didn't. And then the shortstop, Davitt, showed a good arm from deep in the hole. Made the throw to get Brett Hansen. He didn't have the wheels like he used there for stealing that second base. He could have used them there. 1 run on 2 hits. A couple of hit batters in there. 1 with the bases loaded. Produced the run. There were 3 left on base. Both teams with 3 stranded. Spartans are engaged here. It's 3 innings along in the semifinal. They head to the 4th. Too much fun to be having this go this fast. Let's play 2. Nate Hying rifles that first pitch into the dirt for a ball. Boy, his velocity has picked up a lot since that first inning. He was kind of feeling his way along, getting used to the mound, getting used to the hitters, and he got wrapped around for 3 hits and a couple of runs. Still the difference in this ball game. That's going to be laced towards center field. Justin List should have a play on this. He will. Oh, he's kind of a tough line drive, though, right at you. The judge in the outfield looked like Justin had a little trouble reading it at first, but he got the beat on it. Actually dove head first to catch it. He didn't need probably to do that. Made it look a little more dramatic than it was.
Number 29.
It's showtime, though, huh? Here's Eric McLean, the pitcher. Eric struck out last time. The only strikeout for either pitcher. Low for the ball. 1 ball, no strikes. We're in the fourth. It's 2-1. Blue Devils ahead of the Spalding Spartans. Winner goes to the state finals. That's a strike to the knees. Good pitch. Nate really comes over the top, doesn't he? That's when he gets his best velocity.
Big time, Denny. He's throwing the ball down. He's doing well right now.
He's in a good groove. Another breaking ball. Good sweeping breaking ball. Swinging a miss at it for a strike.
That's what Nate has to do the rest of the day. Denny, throw that breaking ball, make it swing at it, look for it.
Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch. Going to be hit on the ground to Butters at second. On to first for the out. 2 gone here in the fourth inning. That is 6 in a row retired now by Nate Hying. Well, they were all over him in that first inning, but he's kind of settled into this thing. I think he's got his emotions under control and realizes it's just another ball game. And he's coming up with his best stuff here as we're getting into the middle of the game. That's fouled off to the right. Josh Curry at the plate. Josh Curry, a .214 hitter with 5 doubles, couple of home runs, 16 runs batted in. Swings at one into the dirt. Good breaking ball there. Just dropped off the table. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Almost looked like a change. He's got a good changeup. It's been kind of a pitch he's really worked hard to develop. Breaking pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop. Knocked down by Schrader. On to first. Nice dig. Brett Hansen. They got him. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We're through 3 1/2, halfway through today's semifinal. Blue Devils 2 and the Spalding Spartans 1. This is an explosive Martensdale-St. Mary's team, though, as are the Spalding Spartans. And the Spartans should be about ready to roar up. They're into the bottom half of the lineup as we go to the fourth. Good to have you with us today. Matt Goliber, Denny Callahan at the state tournament in Carroll. Spalding Spartans kind of getting on to this guy a little bit, Eric McLean. They're starting to do a little more offensively with him all the time, aren't they?
They are. They're hitting the ball hard.
Throw down to second base, and here we go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. It's Derek Jungers, Michael List, Ben Nye, bottom 3 in the Spalding order coming up.
This bottom order has always stepped up all year long for them, Denny, when they need to. It'll be interesting to see if they can do it right here.
Yeah, this is a key inning. They can get the table set for the guys at the top of the order. They grab the lead here in this fourth inning. Derek Jungers, a .330 hitter. He's got 6 extra base hits in the year. 1 home run. Breaking ball missed away. Yep.
I remember when I played, we had a kid named Andy, but it's Justin's little brother there, actually. And when you needed a hit, he came through.
Yep. All up and down the lineup. There's just never an easy out. It's kind of been the tradition of their good ball clubs through the years. 2 balls, no strikes. A couple of coaches that went at this a long time. Now Bill's in his 4th year as the head coach. Started as an assistant in '92 with the Spartans. So he's been with Spalding baseball quite a while. That's a way. But some 40 years as a coach in several high schools. So a couple of coaches that have been at it for almost 70 years combined, 70 plus years. That's a way.
Never call the game for you. You're back there, you're calling the game. If I was a pitcher and the coach said he's calling the game, I said, here's the ball, have somebody else.
So he lets you call all the plays or all the pitches, huh? Really? That is quite a compliment because that's just not done much anymore, especially at the level of Spalding plays. Tried to bunt, popped it up. Third baseman Schmidt going to come in, throws to first and got the double up. Well, there's their standout athlete making a big play there. What was Derek Jungers doing? He got walked, and then he's picked off, doubled up off first base almost immediately on the bunt straight up by Michael List. And Sean Smith came charging in. He grabbed it in all in one motion, caught it, threw it, and threw a strike to first base for the double up. That's probably not going to set well with the coaches in the dugout because he just went to sleep over there. Here's the line drive base hit by Ben Nye from the number 9 spot out into center field. Well, that double play looks big now. Boy, that was a play, though, by Sean Smith. Give him a lot of credit on that. He really made a quick play. Third baseman Sean Smith, who's a great hitter, their best player, state tournament qualifier in wrestling. So you know he's got quick hands and quick feet, and he did all of that on that play. Ben Nye at first. That hit for the Spartans. They're 5th. They've actually out-hit Martensdale-St. Mary's, 5-4 now. John Bunker's up. He's got a hit today. That's fouled off into the seats. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 are out. Tying run at first base. John Bunker's grounded back to the pitcher and singled his last time up. And came around to score the only run of this ball game for Spalding. Number 1, Martensdale-St. Mary's against number 8, Spalding. Spalding's been as high as number 4 in the ratings this year. In fact, they were in the ratings, out of the ratings, back in the ratings, worked their way up to number 4. And that kind of a roller coaster ride for this ball club at times. In the middle, especially, look out, that hitting. Bunkers couldn't get out of the way of that tailing fastball. Well, the kid's got a lot of movement on his ball. This Eric McLean, when he works it inside, the Spalding hitters all get in on the plate. That's the 3rd time he's hit a batter today.
Looks like right now they're arguing that these guys are leaning into the pitch. This is fun.
Yeah.
Now they come inside, they're going to wear it off their jersey.
Yep. Like a badge of, like a Medal of Honor.
Exactly.
2 on, 2 out, and that's going to get him to the number 2 hitter, Brian Goliber, and after that, Justin List. A couple of hits Wednesday for Brian. Let's see if he's got another one in that hitting utensil. He grounded out to short. He was hit by a pitch himself back in the 3rd inning. Yeah, every Spartan really gets in on the plate. This kid's really got a lot of tail to his fastball. He throws 3/4 to sidearm, and he's got a lively movement on that fastball. And he works it inside. It tails right in on the hitters. That's a ground ball right by the pitcher. Base hit into center field. Gonna wave a runner home. Here comes Nye to the plate. The throw. It's cut off. It's tied at 2. Brian Goliber with a clutch RBI single. And the Spartans have knotted it up. John Bunker's down to second base. Well, now you got to be happy with the little brother. Nice hit indeed. Right up the middle, took it right back where it came from. And Justin List at the plate. The Spartans have knotted it after trailing 2-0 early. Boy, getting out of those first couple of innings with only 2 runs now really looks big, doesn't it? As Nate Hying is dominating here in the middle of the game. The momentum has switched dramatically here, hasn't it? Justin List at the plate, looking to extend this inning. Trying to put the Spartans ahead here. Justin had a base hit his last time up, popped up for the second baseman in the 1st inning. In the opener, he had a hit, 3 RBIs, ground ball to Sean Smith on to first for the out. Sharp one hopper, and Sean Smith made quick work of that. In fact, it was hit so sharply, Justin List only got halfway down the line before he was thrown out. Spartans got a run, 2 hits. A walk and a hit batter. They leave 2 on base. They've stranded 5. We're all even at 2. 4 innings along here this afternoon. We got quite a game going in the semifinal. We're into the 5th inning. It's come down to a 3-inning game here now, Matt. You kind of like the Spalding Spartans' chances. The momentum has changed in their direction. Yes, now you're right. It's good to be the home team. Got to be rolling along into the top half of the 5th. It's Alex Harper, Aaron Wiggert, and Matt Davitt. That's 9-1 and 2 in the lineup. And the Blue Devils now are all even after leading 2-0 early. Tied for the ball, and Nate Hying getting better as this game's gone on. He's retired the last 7 he's faced since a 2nd inning single by Aaron Wiggert. This guy walked his last time up. That's the only walk that Nate has given up today. That's away. 2 balls, no strikes. So far, 4 hits off Nate Hying. That's going to get Bill Wupker out of the dugout. What's he a little concerned about here?
I think he's just going to inform him that he's pitching to the number 9 hitter.
Yeah, don't pitch him like he's Babe Ruth here. You got an 8th grade kid at the plate and the number 9 hitter at that. So this Alex Harper has hit .269 this year, 5 doubles, 3 triples. Veteran the lineup as Martensdale-St. Mary's throws out there. To be an 8th grader to break into this lineup, you must be pretty good. The numbers reflect that. Well, Coach Webker was out there just briefly. He's a man of few words. He doesn't say much, does he, when he's out there usually?
His famous quote is practices for coaches, games for the
Is
players.
that right?
Yeah, right. Just let this go.
Yeah, he's got a lot of respect for the integrity of the game. I know that. There's a strike on the inside corner. And just the fact that he's a throwback to another era where he lets his catcher and the pitcher communicate and make all the calls and the pitches tells you something right there about him. Pop up down the first base line. Brett Hansen should have a play. Shading his eyes from the sun. He's got it. They come back and they get Alex Harper on a foul pop. Sun's out brightly here again now, so it's becoming a sun field again to deal with out here at the Carroll Stadium. And kind of some semi-overcast as the game started, enough that made pop flies a little easier to handle. Aaron Wigert up. He lined a bullet at Michael List to open the ball game, and then singled in the second. He's the last base runner that Martensdale-St. Mary's has had in this game. 8 in a row, retired now by Nate Hying. He has taken charge of this game. Strike on the outside corner. There's a Marlo Van Ginkel strike. That was about a baseball off this outside corner, but that's one Marlo will give the pitchers. That's why he's the pitcher's kind of an umpire. Breaking ball in for, nope, it was high. Whoa, thought that was going to hit the letters, but it was high. 2 balls, 1 strike on Aaron Wigert. Junior short, the second baseman, pops this up above the pitcher's mound, and Nate Hying going to take it himself, and there's 2 in the well. Well, you just look at the outs. Since that single back in the second, there's been 4 ground ball outs, 3 pop-up outs, and then 3 lazy flies to the outfield. One was a liner, I guess. Joel Miller lined that one out to Justin List in center. The other was a lazy fly to left. So they're getting under the ball. He's getting the ball down to the strike zone. That tells me with those kind of recorded outs. It's outside corner for a strike on Matt Davitt. He had a single in the first, grounded out to third in the second inning. And Nate Hying's into that groove now where he gets the ball back and he's throwing it. He's the fastest worker on the staff. I asked both Dave Hying and Bill Webker if, it's up to Brian to try and keep him slowing the pace a little bit. They don't seem to want to. That's a ball. It was right on the corner. Brian questioned the umpire, Marlo Van Ginkel. It's pretty brash for the little sophomore, but it was closer than some of those ones he's been calling strikes. Brian wanted to just make sure he heard it clear. 3 balls, 1 strike. No walks here, Nate. That's going to be grounded. Michael scoots through his legs. That just ate him up. He backed up on it, and then it just it was hopping, and then it scooted. In his defense, they're going to call it an error, but that's tough air.
Tough air. Hit right where the grass meets the dirt. It was a tough place to make.
And then it just scooted through his legs. He's anticipating a hop, and it scooted. 1 on, 2 outs. First base runner since the second inning, and that'll bring up Sean Smith. This guy has doubled. He's popped it a mile in the air last time up. But the shortstop, Doug Schrader, had to wait for about 3 seconds for it to come down. That was about as big a pop-up as you're going to see in high school baseball. This guy has got power. He just got a real compact little body, kind of built like a little fire plug. Hitting .546 on the year with 25 extra base hits, 15 doubles and 10 home runs. I think he can reach the fences here. He looks strong enough. Pops it up, foul, out of play behind us. Boy, nothing's cheap with this guy. He really takes a big cut, though, too, doesn't he? Looks like he'd be a good line drive hitter, but he takes a home run cut. I mean, he tries to drive the ball. Muscles bulging out of his forearms. This guy's in the weight room, you can tell that. You can tell why he's a good little running back. He's got those big, strong legs. State qualifier in wrestling last spring. One of the top running backs in the state last year. Runner going, throw down, safe. Just barely. Nice throw by Brian Goliber. Stolen base from Matt Davitt. Now the go-ahead run in scoring position for Sean Smith. This guy's driven home 45 runs on the year. I'd venture to say that's probably the highest total of the state tournament field. You don't see many guys this time of the year with 45 RBIs. 1 ball, 2 strikes, unless you're scoring a ton of runs. This time you get in the 30s, and that's the high mark for these teams coming down here. Breaking ball, that stays high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 out, a runner at second base. It's a 2-2 tie. We're in the top of the 5th. Martensdale-St. Mary's the visitors today. If this stays close like this, having lasted bad, it's going to be beneficial. Bouncing ball foul by third.
A nice pitch by Nate right there, Denny. 2-2, first base open. You don't want to give this guy a pitch.
Sean Smith, I venture to say, hasn't struck out much. 6 times in 180 bats coming into the state tournament. Missed away, wouldn't go fishing. Very disciplined hitter, it looks like, too, isn't he? 3 balls, 2 strikes. Good idea where the strike zone is. And he knows his own personal strengths and weaknesses. The pitch. Pops it up. Stay in play. Goliber over near the grandstands. Oh, going to be into the seats. Ryan wasn't looking for that fence. He just ran headlong into it. He's looking up for that ball and get a little bounce off that fence. Dave Hying was a few feet away from him. Dave just shook his head. Ryan got to watch for the wall there, too.
The dugout in that situation, Denny, to tell you you don't got room, they did that twice. But it's good. They just want to see you go all out for the ball. That's what you got. They want to see you make colors.
Nate Hying gave him a little high five there for the effort, but he ran out of room, literally. Ryan stayed in the ballpark. The ball didn't. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball, strike 3. Got him looking. Struck him out for only the 7th time this year. Sean Smith just tosses the helmet, tosses the bat. He knew it was a strike. Totally fooled him. No runs, no hits. 1 error, the only error of this ballgame so far. Remember the tough error to give. Ball scooted to Michael List at third base. And they left 1 on base. They've stranded 4. Martensdale-St. Mary's 2, Spalding 2. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 4, 5, 6-2 up here for the Spartans. Back in just a moment. That, my friend, may have been the biggest out of the game. That was a great pitch. All right, leading it off for the Spartans going to be pitcher Nate Hying. That's a pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Great pitcher's duel between right-hander Eric McLean and right-hander Nate Hying. I don't know whether Eric McLean qualifies as the number 2 starter on this team. He's actually pitched more innings. And there's a fly ball toward right center. Going to be run down on the right fielder Jake Dooley for out number 1. Well, he had it headed in the right direction, but just put a little too much loft on it. And they were able to run that down easily in the gap. Jake Dooley, a good all-around athlete for this team, too. That'll bring up Doug Schrader. Schrader flied out to right. He was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in the 3rd. Got him an RBI. Gives Schrader 21 runs batted in on the year. And here's McLean's pitch. Going to hit that off the 5th, a little flare. Center fielder playing pretty shallow, though, and he's going to get it for out number 2. Schrader on the first pitch. Flies out. 2 gone in the 5th, and that'll bring up Brett Hansen. Boy, probably not a bigger pitch in this game to this point than that strikeout of Sean Smith with that runner at second base. Took a called 3rd strike. What a curveball, too.
You got to drop a curveball over for a strike in that situation. He did it.
I don't think Sean expected the old curveball, did he? He was looking fastball, and he got caught looking. Tailing fastball, missed the inside corner. Brett Hansen reached on a fielder's choice, stole the first base of the year back in his year, back in the 2nd inning. Stranded at 3rd. He grounded out to short in the 3rd inning. To end that inning with runners with the bases loaded. There's a strike. It's 1-1. Yeah, with the sun out now, it's warming up a little bit. See Marlo Van Ginkel perspiring pretty heavily in the back of his blue umpire shirt. The ground ball fouled down to 3rd baseline. Sean Smith just like a cat down there at third base, too. He just pounces on ground balls. Almost got to that one. It was several feet foul as it was bounding by third. Brilliant sunshine now. Big puffy white clouds in the sky, and it's a beautiful afternoon for baseball. And we're playing 4 here today. Semifinal day at the state tournament. Winner from this one goes on to the state finals tomorrow at 1 o'clock to play the winner of Game 2 between Waukee and North Tama. Or I'm sorry, ball into the dirt. Not Waukee, is it? Van Meter. Maybe that didn't sound right. Van Meter and North Tama. Waukee up in 2A. Oh, Dave Heying said he was pretty impressed with Van Meter the other day. Really hit the ball. He thought they were maybe the best hitting team in the 1A class. Pops it up foul down the first base line. It's going to twist out of play. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody aboard here for the Spartans in the bottom of the 5th. Brett Hansen trying to get something started. Yeah, they got a 2-out base hit to start that 4th inning run. Producing inning. Brian Goliber's RBI single brought in the run. And Brian in his first state tournament, 3 RBIs for him over the 2 days. So that's clutch hits. A couple of big 2-out hits. And he draws the base on balls, second walk of the ball game for pitcher Eric McLean. This guy, what did we tell you, he'd only walked 12 guys in 70 2/3 innings coming into the state tournament. Bill Upker, I think, going to get a runner for Brett Hansen, even though he stole a base last time. they're probably going to run for him.
Good job, Brett.
And Bill Upker down explaining to Marlo Mandenko they got to get all this recorded on the card. You only get a run once for a guy a game and let him re-enter then. It's going to be Adam Craver coming out to run. That's Adam's second stint as a runner, so you can fairly run as many times as you want, huh? Apparently, for different guys. Derek Jungers singled and walked in this game. This guy's kind of tucked away in the bottom of the lineup, and he's had a very good year. You know, down the bottom, you're going to see a little more fastball activity, and Derek's done a good job. He's had a good year, hitting about .330. And he's got a hit in the game here today. Didn't do the other day. Derek was 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Swing and a miss and a tailing fastball in on the hands. 1 on, 2 out. Spalding has, through the years, been very good at 2-out hitting. This team, especially this year, has lived on a lot of big 2-out hits. It's going to be hitting the air toward the gap in right center. This is hit pretty well. This is going to drop to the wall. A triple by Derek Jungers to that big power alley out there in right center. It bounced short of the 353 mark. That almost got out of here, Matt.
These outfielders are playing really shallow. Then you starting to wonder when it was going to cost them. It did right there.
And Derek Jungers with yet another clutch hit. He had a big hit in the sub-state game to the extra innings. Put the Spartans ahead to stay against Alba. Big home run late in the season against Galen to rally the team from behind, and here he is with a big triple to break the 2-2 tie. Spartans lead for the first time this afternoon. Michael List popped up into a double play last time, trying to bunt. There's a strike in the corner. It's even at 1-1. Yeah, you never know who the hero is from game to game with this team. That's going to be fouled off to the right, and Derek Jungers comes through big here this afternoon. His second hit of the day. He's got a perfect day going.
Interesting to see what Michael does right here, Denny. He's a pretty clutch player.
He's grounded out to third and popped up again trying to bunt. Turned into a double play, swing and a miss. Struck him out. Good breaking ball there, really swept. The Spartans got him a run on a walk and a triple by Derek Jungers. 1 left on. We go to the 6th. Spalding 3. Martensdale-St. Mary's 2. Back in 30 seconds. Well, leading it off, going to be the middle of the order for Martensdale-St. Mary's, 4, 5, and 6. Let's see how they respond to trailing for the first time in this year's state tournament. This is a team that's only lost once this year, never till 1-8 team. It's inside and tight. This guy's quite a basketball player, they tell me. Wes Dembinski, top rebounder of their basketball team last winter. Good tall athlete. Flied to left and grounded out to third. 0 for 2 today, the cleanup spot. Takes that down the middle for a strike. First baseman. Nate Hying started in that sub-state game against Alda. Did not get the win, though. That was recorded by Justin List. 2 balls, 1 strike on Wes Dembinski. That's in for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, you couldn't ask for more out of Nate Hying than you've gotten today. I think there were some folks that said he can get us 5 into the 6th maybe. We'll say it was a plus. And he's dominating this game. He's got him a lead. They'll let him keep going, I think, the way he's handling this Martensdale-St. Mary's lineup. He's limited them to 4 hits. All 4 in the first couple of innings when he was trying to get acclimated to the environment here today. That's fouled in and out in the mid of Ryan Goliber. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The whole key has been location, location, location. It wasn't good in the first inning, but it's been good since.
Turn it on,
3-2 pitch. Bouncer up over the pitcher's mound. Schrader's going to step in front of the second baseman and make the play. Doug Schrader ranged wide to his left. He's actually over on the second base side of second baseman. He took that big bounder, and then he had to all-in-one motion, grab it and throw it. Got him by about a step. That was another big defensive play. Spartans brought their leather here today, didn't they? They've had 1 error, and it was a tough error at that. Michael List shouldn't be faulted for a bad hop. Ground ball to List. He's going to go down and smother this one. That short hopped him. He still managed to get it, and he throws out Jake Dooley. Dooley had the 2-run single back in the first. He's 1 for 3 on the day, and there's 2 outs. Boy, this time of the game, leading it like you are, you love those 1-pitch outs. Speeds you toward the conclusion. You're 4 outs away from a spot in the finals for the 3rd time in 4 years. And who would have funked it with this team? This team is shocking Northwest Iowa. There's a bounder up over the pitcher's mound again. It's going to be deja vu for Schrader. He does it again. And Joel Miller retired on 1 pitch. 1, 2, 3. Blue Devils go down in order in the 6th. Spartans 3 outs away from all of us coming back here tomorrow for the title game. 3-2. Spartans lead it. It'll be number 9, number 1, number 2 up for Spalding Catholic in the 6th. Back in just a moment with more state tournament baseball. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Wouldn't be bad to get another run or two. It'd make it a little less tedious, would it? Oh, what a ball game. This has been a good one, hasn't it? 2 tradition-rich programs. Spalding certainly had more success at the state tournament than Martensdale-St. Mary's, but this is not your usual Blue Devil team. This is the best one I think they've ever brought to the state tournament.
Got to be Denny with only 1 loss in the season. He's got to be doing something right.
Ben Nye going to start it off here in the 6th. Fouls this one straight back. Strike 1. Ben grounded out to third in the 3rd inning, and then a 2-out single started the 1-run 4th that tied the game up. Now the Spartans lead it. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. It's going to be easy. McLean on to first base for the out. 1 gone in the Spartans 6th. It'll be the bottom 3 coming up for Martensdale-St. Mary's in their half of the 7th. Spartans got them right where they want them. In the bottom half of that lineup, but they're not near as potent down there. John Mucker's up. John's been on base 2 of the 3 times today. About the same results Wednesday in the opening round. 2 of the 4 at-bats, he was on base. He bunted to move a runner along in the other at-bat. Fouled it back. John was hitting number 9 at one time this year. Coach said he was hitting 400 down there at the number 9 spot, so I figured I better bump him up. Put him up to the top spot. He's done a good job. The average has dropped some, but he continues to get on base. He's a scrappy little hitter. Pops it up, shallow right center. Right fielder's got a bead on it, looks like. And pulling it in, Jake Dooley in right field. Ball's really hanging up there today. Ryan Goliber up with nobody on base, 2 outs. Ryan today. He's grounded a short. He's been hit by a pitch and drove in the tying run with a base hit in the fourth. He's got 3 state tournament hits and 3 RBIs. You're right. I think he's trying to one-up you there.
Wouldn't hurt to see Justin List get up right here today.
Yeah, they'd like to extend the inning to give him another at-batter today. That's a strike down the middle.
Been seeing the ball really well all day long.
Spalding Spartans have out-hit the St. Mary's Blue Devils 7-4. They lead it 3-2 on the scoreboard. Been 1 error today, and that was marginal. Ground ball to short. Going to be a 1-2-3 inning. On to first base, 6-3 for that put out. Spartans go down quickly. Here we go, folks. They are headed to the 7th. Spartan fans on their feet as the Spartans try to play some defense and nail this one down. They lead 3-2 heading into the last Martensdale-St. Mary's at-batter today. Well, we come back to Carroll Stadium to the chant of Go Big Black, and the sea of gold down here in front of us and off to our right along the first baseline is all standing. They probably won't do much sitting this inning as they anticipate 3 more outs. You kind of think, though, this team won't go down quietly. Martensdale-St. Mary's, they won too much this year. They won't go down without a fight, I don't think, Matt.
Oh, but you guys will have their work cut out for them.
Tournament action being brought to you today by Glenn's Copier, Incorporated of Alton, by the Home Plate Catering. They're all here from the Spalding School District.
If they're not here, Denny, they're missing one heck of a
Yes, they are. Eric McLean steps in, the opposing pitcher. First pitch, line right to John Bunkers. 1 gone. That's the last 3 hitters for Martensdale-St. Mary's have all gone out on the first pitches. Number 8 hitter, Josh Curry. He's fouled out to first. He's grounded out to short. Spalding 2 outs away from a date in the state title game. And the last 5 state tournament trips have all landed in the state finals. And of the last 4, they won 3 of those 4. Fouled it back. No balls, 2 strikes. Spalding fans cheering on every pitch right now. Nate Hying has thrown a terrific game today. Breaking pitch in for strike 3. Took a called 3rd strike. 2 in the well. And it brings up 8th grader Alex Harper. Nate Hying today has allowed 1 base runner since the 2nd inning, Mac. Here it comes. Breaking pitch, a little low, ball 1. Mom and Dad a little nervous here next to me. They're doing the videotaping right next to us here. Here's the pitch. That's high, ball 2, 2-0. And Bill Lupker out of the dugout. I think he's just trying to settle Nate down here. He's pretty juiced again right now. So it's just to go out and calm him down.
It's something else, Denny. Nate Hines, someone who had to wait his turn, just like Justin List did. And he's finally getting his chance. He's doing the best of it. He's doing it's unbelievable.
Nate kind of looks like, what are you coming out here for? He's in a rhythm here. He wants to pitch. He's a guy who just gets the ball back, and he's looking for his sign while the ball's on its way back to him. Well, Dave Hying moving the fielders around a little bit as they adjust to 8th grade hitter Alex Harper. You don't want to play too deep here. This guy probably will have a little trouble driving the ball. He's walked. That's the only walk given up by Nate Hying today to the number 9 hitter back in the 2nd, and he's popped up to the first baseman today. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs. Low, ball 3, 3-0. Boy, you don't want to put the tying run here. Nate's already looking for his sign. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. That's in for a strike. Isn't it? No. He didn't call it a strike. That's ball 4. Boy, it looked pretty good. Just missed a little above the letters. The plot thickens. Tying run on base. 2 outs. Number 8 hitter Alex Harper walks for the 2nd time today. And that gets him back to the more experienced hitters, Aaron Wiggert. Wiggert hitting at 281. He's got a couple of home runs. 2 are out. Here's the pitch. Pops it up. This should do it. Schrader says he's got it. Settles under it. Spartans win it. Spartans win it. 3-2. They're headed to the finals tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock here in Carroll. Unbelievable, Matt. What a ball game.
Man, these guys are going crazy on the field, Denny. This is how they played all year long. They play with emotion. This is how they win ball games.
team, everybody's all year long been underestimating their abilities, and this team has put it all together right at the right time, and hey, they're win away from a state title. We'll be back with totals and highlights in 60 seconds. Three to two, the final. The Spartans win it. They have upset the top seed, the number 1 ranked Blue Devils of Martensdale-St. Mary's. They're going to go home with a 33-2 record. Just the second loss in the career of Eric McLean. What a ballgame these two pitched, though. Nate Hying for the Spartans. Eric McLean from Martensdale-St. Mary's. McLean got an early 2-0 lead, and his team didn't do much more offensively the rest of the day. The rest of the day belonged to Nate Hying. What a recovery from that rocky first inning.
Exactly, Denny. Oh man, they work hard. For 3 years, you just keep working hard, and you hope that one day it's your chance, and finally it is. I can't be happier for Nate Hying. That kid worked so hard, Denny, for all through high school. Every day, he called me up during basketball season. He asked me to come throw with him in the gym. Unbelievably hard. And today's his chance to shine.
He allowed 1 base runner over there. Well, actually 2. He walked that guy in the 7th. 2 base runners over the last 5 innings of this ball game. He retired 9 in a row at one point after a second inning single. That'd be the last hit of the day for the Blue Devils, a team that was hitting almost 340 as a team. And the only base runner for much of the final 5 innings was that air charge to Michael List in the 2-out walk here in the 7th. Nate just wanted to make it a little interesting there in the 7th. I think all of us all nervous there, but he ended up getting the pop-up from Aaron Wiggert. And that ended it as the Spartans come out a winner here today, 3-2. Spartans are going to the state finals tomorrow, playing for the title for the 3rd time in the last 4 years.
Holy cow. They stepped it up, Danny. The whole team. How about Derek Jungers getting picked off and coming back and hitting a bomb to the fence to get the winning run for him?
2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 5 left on for the Blue Devils, 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Spartans. They leave 6 on base. Nate Hying's day, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned back in the first inning, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts on the day. And for Eric McLean, 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs. They were all 3 earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Blue Devils played airless baseball, but it wasn't good enough here today as the Spartans come up with a run in the bottom of the 5th. As Matt mentioned, Derek Jungers, 2 out, RBI triple. And it was his second hit of the day. It's the easier hitting star. Ryan Goliber tied it with a single in the 4th. An inning later, 2 outs, nobody on. You mentioned Brett Hansen's at bat there, too. He battled the pitcher, fouled some pitches off, eventually got the walk to start that rally.
And then they take him out. He shows he's got wheels. They bring in Creeber.
Creeber scores the winning run, as it turns out, and Derek Jungers gapper to right center. They were playing pretty shallow, and Derek Jungers belted it over their head. It rolled to the wall, kind of short off the 353 mark. It didn't miss by much of getting out of here. He really tattooed it, and that was the winning run. Nate Hying, that's all he needed was to get the lead because he was solid over the last couple of innings. He retired 6 of the last 7 he faced. The only one he allowed to get on base was a 2-out walk in the 7th inning. As the Spartans go on to win it here today, 3-2. Spartans improving to 29-9. The Blue Devils out of the tournament at 33-2. I don't think anybody wants to go home. Spartan fans still trying to absorb the moment we just observed here.